Alright, well, first a little update. My wild hop, doing good. There's beautiful hop cones. Also the hops that I planted in the barrels, they have little flowers, so that should turn into hop cones. To be honest, I wasn't really expecting that. I thought that the first year they wouldn't grow any, but apparently they do. So yeah, also the hops I consider a score. They even recovered from the attack of the little caterpillars. So that's nice. Alright, this is how my malt looks like. The first time I made malt. It smells like malt. It tastes like malt. It looks like malt. But I don't know if it is actually malt. I don't know if we have enough enzymes to break down our starches. So today I'm going to brew a beer. I don't have my brew house yet. So I'm just going to do it on an open fire. It's nice sunny weather, so it's a good time. One thing that could have gone better was the roots. They didn't fall off the grain when I made the malt. So I put all the grains in my malt mill. I tried to crush it and nothing happened. And that's because all the grains, they hold on to each other. They didn't want to fall in. They're like, no, we don't want to be crushed. So I had to force feed my mill a little bit. But eventually I got it done. But yeah, it took a little bit longer. So I wanted to brew a beer yesterday, but I couldn't. So that's going to happen today. Yep, let's get started. I really enjoy brewing beer on an open fire. It's nice being outside, and but you just need to stir a lot and you need to measure a lot. If the temperature every now and then drops below 60, that's okay. But if the temperature rises too much and you're above 70, then you might start to kill your enzymes, and you just end up with a lot of sugars that cannot be fermented. So just move it in and out of the coals. Keep track of your temperature. Enjoy the sunshine. Alright, well, I sparked until I had about 20 liters. That's what I think, because all the numbers have disappeared from this bucket. But I think we have about 20 liters. It has smell, it has color. Let's see if we have some sugars. end result, I'm really happy with the color. I didn't expect that to be so dark. But that's nice. Well, let's see. I think I have a little bit over 15 liters. I hope we have some sugars. I mean, it was only 2.8 kilograms of malt, so it cannot be very much. But if we have something like between 1020, 1030, 1020, I will be happy. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Ooh. That is a little bit over 1040, 1042, something like that. Awesome. Well, I really did not expect that. Well, nice. I really hope it ferments out. We'll see. Tastes good. Let me check the temperature just to be sure. It cannot be much off. No. Temperature. It's actually 18 degrees. I'm seriously surprised. If this ferments out, I think I'm very happy. I think my first attempt of malt, well, of course we have to see if it ferments out. Let's not jump to conclusion. But, well, I will get back to you in a week. Okay, 2 weeks later, it's time to bottle the beer. We're going to find out if it is beer. I heard some activity, so I know that there were some sugars that have been converted. But of course I don't know if it converted all the sugars. So today we're going to find out, and I'm going to use my hydrometer again. If you're not a home brewer, you're unfamiliar with this thing, you can measure the density of a fluid. So if you drop this in room temperature warm water, it shows you 0. It sinks in all the way to 0. If you add sugars to that water, the water becomes more dense, so it sinks in less deep. In our case it was 1042, somewhere here. So if it sinks in all the way to 0 again, this will tell us how much sugars have been converted, and that will translate into alcohol. Okay, let's take a look. I'm very curious. Well, one thing it's really nice and foamy. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, this is uncarbonated beer. Let's pour it in a glass. Uncarbonated beer. Ooh. I think that's beautiful. It already looks like beer. All right. Moment of truth. Oh. It pretty much, yes, this is pretty much done. I see it hits 10-12. Well, I consider that all the way done. Okay, now the biggest question, does it taste like beer? Uncarbonated beer, by the way, it tastes okay, then you know that it's going to be a good beer. So here it goes. I love the smell. It's wonderful. It's really very fruity. How is that possible? How is this so fruity? Well, I used the Empire Ale yeast. Maybe that's it. Wow. Wow, this is a surprise. It almost tastes a little bit like a Belgian blonde. Wow, crazy. So now I'm going to continue put this beer in bottles. I'm only going to use these big bottles because I literally have bottled hundreds of thousands of beer by hand, capping by hand. And I'm a little bit done with that, but I don't want to keg all the beer. It's nice to have bottles. So just big bottles, that's it. Only big bottles for the rest of my life. Maybe I should find some bigger ones even. One of the things that I still need to do, I know that I can make malt. I know I have some hops. So the next thing on the list is capturing yeast. Wild yeast, it's everywhere. I just need to grab it and multiply it. So that's the next, maybe I'm going to do that today. If there is some time left, I'm going to do that today. See you next time.